Hello my Bandicoot and welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be discussing some lore about Ripper Roo, and I'm going to try and decipher what Ripper Roo might have looked like pre-Cortex Vortex. There's not too much lore to go off of, but I do have a few places to pull from. So we're going to discuss that, and you guys can tell me in the comment section if you think I'm spot on or way off. If this is your first time coming to the channel, I release Crash Bandicoot content every week. We discuss lore, theories, news, we do tier lists and interviews, and I also have a Crash Bandicoot podcast. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. So right off the bat, guys, I want to make it very clear that this is not official artwork of Ripper Roo pre-Cortex Vortex. This is a mock-up from a fake box art from when Crash Team Rumble wasn't out yet, and it was still going by the codename Wumpa League, and someone had a picture of this kangaroo-like character, so I kind of just grabbed him because we don't have any pre-blue Ripper Roo. Okay, I take that back. We do have some pre-blue Ripper Roo, but I didn't want to spoil it in the thumbnail. So I have this picture here. I upscaled it with AI because it was very small. It actually looked like this. So I use AI to upscale it so it doesn't look exactly the same, but it's a lot better looking than that. So what information do we have regarding Ripper Roo pre-Cortex Vortex? And see, that's another thing that is kind of like mixed up with the lore. Some instances say it's the Evolvo Ray that messed them up, and other bits of lore say that it's the Cortex Vortex that messed them up. So I'm going to show you the little bits of information that we have, and we'll go from there. So the first information we have about Ripper Roo and his craziness comes from the Crash Bandicoot 1 epilogue. It says, after intense therapy and 8 years of higher education, Dr. Roo went on to write the well-received book, Through the Eye of the Vortex, a study of rapid evolution and its consequences. So that to me says the consequences making him go crazy. So that's from the Vortex. So the Vortex is what made Ripper Roo go nuts. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's what made him go blue, right? So as far as we know, maybe he's just naturally blue. But then we have this bit of information that I want to show you guys. Now this comes from Crash on the Run, and it is the legendary Ripper Crash skin. So this one says in the description, this could have happened to Crash had he been zapped too many times with the Evolvo Ray. So now it's kind of implying that the blueness goes hand in hand with the craziness of Ripper Roo. So Ripper Roo may not have been blue pre-craziness. And this is where I said that we kind of get like mix-ups with the lore, because first it's implied that the Vortex is what made him go crazy. But then this here says one too many times with the Evolvo Ray. So now it's implying that the Evolvo Ray is what made Ripper Roo go blue and crazy. So personally, I want to go with the Cortex Vortex being the thing that made him go nuts. So I feel like he was a normal kangaroo, went through the Evolvo Ray and got anthropomorphized, and then he went through the Cortex Vortex and it made him go crazy because he went through it multiple times because it wasn't taking effect, I guess you could say, because he was one of the first experiments. So I think the Cortex Vortex is what made him go crazy, and supposedly it could have made him go blue. But now this is where we go into, do we have any pre-blue Ripper Roo in any capacity? And we actually do. It comes from the unused intro to Crash Bandicoot 1. So here in this intro, you can see Komodo Mo and Komodo Joe in their original designs, which was Komodo and Kimono. You can see Kimono there on the right. He's more samurai-like. And again, this is from the unused opening cutscene. So by all means, this is not canon. This is just like supplementary material that you could use to back up the debate. And in this unused cutscene, Ripper Roo actually shows up, and he's not blue. He is a different color, and I'm going to show you right now what he looks like. So Ripper Roo is actually white. If you see him here, he goes jumping along, and he gets closer to the camera, and Ripper Roo is actually a white color here. So Ripper Roo could have potentially been a white kangaroo prior to getting zapped multiple times and turning into the blue guy that we know. Look at that crazy face. And that is pre-blue Ripper Roo, because you can see his eyes right there are blue and yellow, and his fur definitely does not match that blue. Some people might think this is a very, very light blue, but personally, I think it's white because they've got tons of blue stuff in this image. Like, you could see the Cortex Vortex right there in the background. That's also a blue color. Like I said, his blue eyes. So I feel as if this is Ripper Roo's color previous to turning completely insane. But HyperTom-oose, are there such things as white kangaroos? In real life, there are albino kangaroos. Kangaroos are mostly brown and gray, but there are instances of white kangaroos. Look at this little fella here. So here is an albino white kangaroo. So that could potentially be what Ripper Roo looked like prior to all of Cortex's experiments. A white kangaroo. So my Bandicoot, that is the video. I believe that Ripper Roo was not a brown kangaroo, but he was an albino white kangaroo. Of course, all of this is taken from a unused opening cutscene and some shoddy information from Crash on the Run skin and an epilogue. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think Ripper Roo was a white kangaroo prior to becoming the crazy blue boy that we know today? As always, my Bandicoot, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will catch you in the next one. Have a great night.